on 9 o'clock p.m. Western Standard Time. It's 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 o'clock p.m. Western Standard Time. Brother Macellus Williams was executed for a crime that could have been easily defended against, for a crime he didn't commit. Be it we pray for the family, for Marcellus's family. We pray for Marcellus's family. We pray for him. All be to Allah. All praise to the Most High. Praise be to God. He ends up in a better place. I will get into the details in just a little bit.
If you ain't talking money, then I don't want to talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Tell them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Then them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Then them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys. Catch them slipping and slam.
ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an awards ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
Welcome back once again to another late night video. I didn't want to get on here unless I was totally sure about the verdicts. If brother Macellus Williams was going to get another shot. He appealed it late yesterday or 2 days ago. And of course, the Supreme Court Justice failed to respond. So around, I would say 3 to around 6 p.m., 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, the brother was executed, pretty much. Missouri. I gotta find out where Missouri is. I gotta find out what Missouri is. I think it's East Coast. I'll look real quick. Time zone for Missouri. So yeah, around. Okay, so we're about 3 hours ahead, or 3 hours early. So around 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock Western time, brother Macellus Williams, convicted of a murder, was found guilty and was convicted and sentenced to death by lethal injection. Being the FBI or whoever it was, the FBA or whoever, not the FBA, whoever it was, tampering with evidence because the DNA did not match Macellus' footprints. Yet he was executed around 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern time. May he rest in power. They said he didn't even feel anything. And his last words were, all praise be to Allah. For those who don't know, all praise be to God. And of course, I feel for his son. And this is what happens. This is not going to. This is what the Supreme Court justice does. It's not in favor of anyone, including Black people. They were never going to support or be, in favor of Black America. They never were. But the only thing we can do is ensure ourselves that we will never put ourselves in a category, especially when you're in the South, because there are at least 27 states that promote executions. I'm sad, but I'm not I'm sad, but I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. This is the system that we are in. And when you don't have things in order, when you are not organized as a people, this is primarily what happens. Although I want to see if there's actual update. I want to see if there's an update to Mr. Williams's I know he should have. Oops, spelled his name wrong. Give me a second. Update. Macellus Williams. With hours until execution. Okay, here it is. All right. I was going to read this one. I think this is hopefully the same one. It's the same one. Yeah, they deny clemency. They deny clemency, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. So we can just go to the next best thing. And I'm not going to keep y'all up very much. What up? What up? Salute, salute. What up, boss? Yeah, they destroyed the brother. Yeah, and I knew it was coming. Because you're not going to appeal something. Even when they did the exact same, like I said, they did the exact same shit to C murder. They did the exact same thing to Corey Miller. Although he's doing life in prison. And they have the executions, yeah, if they wanted to, they could have executed him too. But they decided just to leave him in jail for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole. They have the death penalty along with 26 other states. And those are southern states. Missouri is considered a southern state. Up north, you get a fair trial. That's just crazy. Well, I ain't gonna stay with y'all very long. Let's just get into it. For those of you come in, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe to the channel.
Death row inmate Macellus Williams has been executed. Williams was convicted in the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale, a former Post-Dispatch reporter and social worker. But he has always maintained his innocence in this case. However, there have been many questions in this case, including a lack of DNA evidence, witness testimony, and racial bias. And it's all led to multiple attempts to vacate that death sentence to no avail, with the governor refusing to grant clemency. Now, even with Gale's own family calling for clemency for Williams, Fox 2's Jeff Bernthal was in Bonne Terre tonight, where Williams was executed.
One witness to the execution said it did not appear that Williams showed any signs of struggling. The lethal injection administered at 1 minute after 6, Williams declared dead 9 minutes later.
Macellus Williams was executed for the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale.
The acting director of corrections reading a statement from Missouri Governor Mike Parson approximately 25 minutes after Macellus Williams was declared dead.
We hope this gives finality to a case that has languished for decades, re-victimizing Miss Gale's family over and over again.
Earlier in the day, a memorial in University City for Felicia Gale appeared to have fresh flowers. Gale was a social worker and worked as a reporter for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Investigators said she was stabbed more than 40 times by Williams because Gale interrupted him in her own home as Williams was committing a burglary. Multiple efforts to spare Williams' life unfolded after questions about his conviction surfaced. Appeals to multiple courts and a plea to Missouri's governor for clemency were denied.
No juror nor judge has ever found Williams' innocence claim to be credible. 2 decades of judicial proceedings and more than 15 judicial hearings upheld his guilty conviction.
Williams wrote this final statement: "All praise be to Allah in every situation." Corrections officials said his son was among those witnessing the execution. No one from the victim's family attended. We've reported Gale's family has expressed opposition to the death penalty. And the victim's family did not release a statement following Tuesday's execution. Reporting from Bonne Terre, Jeff Bernthal, Fox 2 News.
St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney Wesley Bell released a statement tonight condemning the execution, saying if there is even the shadow of a doubt of innocence, the death penalty should never be an option. This outcome did not serve the interest of justice. Well, all across the state, including in downtown St. Louis, supporters of Macellus Williams and those against the death penalty gathered, hoping for a last-minute chance to halt the execution. Fox 2's Caroline Petty has been downtown all day long and was with those supporters when Williams was executed tonight. Caroline?
Mandy, over 1.5 million people believed Macellus Williams was innocent, but the Missouri court system could not be convinced. After 24 years of fighting for his innocence, Macellus Williams, as we know, was executed tonight by lethal injection.
A large crowd gathered in St. Louis this afternoon to show their solidarity outside of Carnahan Court Building, one of 5 groups around the state that participated in peaceful execution watches for this case that sparked international debate.
I don't want to live in a society where killing seems to be the response to when people do bad things.
The U.S. Supreme Court rejected a final appeal filed late Monday night, despite objections from 3 justices, making this Governor Parsons' 11th execution during his term, as he and the courts denied to intervene, stating, "Nothing from the real facts of this case have led me to believe in Mr. Williams' innocence."
I went to an evidentiary hearing, and it seemed for like a split moment there would be some type of joy and hope, but it was not the case.
Advocates held out for hope up until 6 p.m. when the sound of downtown church bells chiming broke the silence.
Okay, I don't know what the hell that was all about. But yes, this city, or excuse me, the United States, partially, half of the, or I'll say 1/3 of the United States, solely when it comes to this system, solely believes in lethal injection, solely believes in execution, solely believes in police brutality, solely believes in putting you Negroes in order. And for the life of me, it doesn't seem right. It isn't right. When a brother is fighting for his life since 1998 to prove his innocence, and as I said to you before, he's not the only one that has fought for their very lives before their final walk. They fought hard, and they spent money, and family members preyed on them, and evidence was secluded, but then it was excluded because white supremacy doesn't care about none of that shit. They just care about it's just one less Negro in the world. They literally don't care, and I'm talking about the Supreme Court. They literally do not care for your well-being. And I am totally shocked that no one else picked up on this. But you know, we're all up in arms because P. Diddy, you know, he's a millionaire. Excuse me, a billionaire, and can buy his way to freedom and all this other stuff. But a black man that works a 9 to 5 in this country, and we're talking about between not even the middle class, because there ain't no middle class anymore. There's only the rich and the poor. The poor, it just only means you're working to get a paycheck, for that paycheck to be non-existent. You're just working to keep the lights on. You're working to get up. You're just working. You're going to school. You're working. You're going to school, and you're working. There ain't no other way that you can make money to sustain something and get something extra, have some extra money left over for yourself. Ain't no such things. Not anymore. I mean, I would love to go to at least one. I haven't went to a football game ever since I was 7 years old. I haven't went to a baseball game ever since I was 8 years old. I've been to one basketball game, and that was back in 2009, where I watched the late great Kobe Bryant play basketball with his fellow USA people, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and the rest of the crew. That was years ago. Society doesn't care about people. Not anymore. And black people, you have options. You have the option of just either grinding as hard as you can to sustain a fair, decent living. Try to upgrade, because I tell you what, they don't want anybody to strive in this country. You got to go through hoops. Unfortunately, you got to go through hoops just to make a living, just to get hired in. Hell, the hiring process is so strange, especially here in Nevada. Oh, they don't mind hiring white folks and Mexicans. They don't mind that, because they're all over the place. If you look with your eyes and not with your feelings, you can look around and you can tell there are very few of you working in plants, working in the steel mill industry, working in freaking HVAC, working carpentry jobs, electricians, welders. You see very few of you where I live. I don't know about everywhere else. I can just see here. If I drive around and you just see just Mexicans and a couple of Chinamen, and there's a whole bunch of white folks. You don't see you. You rarely see you. You count for your fingers. Count for your pointy little fingers. But yeah, the United States, you're just gonna have to. It's strange. So anyway, I bid farewell, Macellus Williams, and this is going to continue until I don't know if we could boycott these son of a bitches. I don't know what we can do as people. Only thing we can do is lend our voices, and in hopes that we could, if you want to boycott executions in the South, I mean, that's highly unlikely, but you have to vote. You have to vote locally. Locally. You have to raise your voices locally. I never said nationally. I said locally. Otherwise, it's going to continue. I never said I never said you have to vote for Donald Trump. He's a nominated. He's appointed nominated, and he's a former president. Right? Kamala Harris is vice president because these prejudiced people elected her because they automatically knew that they were going to select. If she was selected, they automatically knew there were going to be people with the majority of people within our culture is going to say she's qualified because she's black, which quite frankly, she's not. But that's here nor there. Is she qualified? In my eyes, I don't think she is. I do not think she is. Even with my team, when I used to work for the union here in Nevada, she came here representing us. I looked at some of my union reps with a real third eye. I didn't say anything. I said nothing. You support who you believe in. You know what I mean? I don't believe in her, nor do I believe in this raggedy 78-year-old white man who has been rich his entire life. Never had to deal with nothing. Nothing in the world. Had fun with his toys. Toys meaning celebrities, black celebrities at that. While the rest of us, he would throw paper towels at. And he has been sued. You do know that. He's been sued multiple times by having very bad attendees. He doesn't like black or brown people as much. But if you have money, he will set you straight. Donald Trump is the biggest hypocrite on this face of this planet. But yet, people love him. You get the Snoop Dogs, you get the you get the, not the masterpiece, but you get the Snoop Dogg's, you get the Kanye West's, you get all them trick bags. Shaking hands with the nigga. He will get this country up and running again. He will get the country up and running. But at what cost? At what cost? What he's not, when it comes to war, he's not in favor. He's not going to lead our people in defense. He's not capable of doing that. When it comes to police brutality, he's not going to side with black. He's not going to side with you. The only thing he's going to do is get your paper straight. He's going to get your paper straight, but the cost of that is there's going to be more murders by the police. There's going to be more executions by the hand of the Supreme Court. Because he said, they're real interesting. They're doing a fabulous job. There's going to be less abortions, which I don't mind that, but because like I said, I'm pro-life, but I'm also pro-choice, meaning I can let it slide. I can let it slide on this. If a woman is being raped or beaten or close to death, and most likely all that drama to her is going to affect the baby. So we would not know if the baby was going to live or die. But if you're just going to abort it just because the nigga ain't there, then you're going to have to answer to God. And it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and there should be no complaining. Jesus Christ, man. I know people are getting sick and tired. Us getting sick and tired. If something doesn't happen with the Sade Robinson case, if something does not happen with the Sade Robinson case, if something does not happen with the Sade Robinson case, meaning if Mr. Anderson is not convicted of murder in the first degree, I want hell raised on earth. If Sonia Massey's murderer, the cop, is not convicted, if Sonia Massey's murder, the cop, is not convicted, if Sonia Massey's murder, the cop, is not convicted, raise holy hell on earth. Just raise hell. And then after that, it's time to come up with a strategy plan. It's time to come up with a plan where we can it's like, we are going to have to represent ourselves. I don't want to hear from Roland Martin. I don't want to hear from Stephen A. Smith. I don't want to hear from none of these trick bags about anything, because they got their money. They are for the system. They're good boys. You know, the type of ones that pat you on your head. Yeah, you a good boy. You're a real good boy. You're a real good boy, sir. Now, don't mess up your money by saying stupid shit. That's what Stephen A would say. Don't mess up your money because you're going to say stupid shit. You ain't going to mess up my money. Don't you just love capitalists? I wonder what he would have to say, but they're sports. They're sports figures. They only talk about sports. And sometimes they dabble in a little bit about on politics, which I never understood that. Politics and sports do not mix. That's like vinegar and water. That they just do not mix. But they do the shit anyway. I wonder what he would have to say about Macellus Williams. I wonder what he would have to say about all the brothers who have been executed, but yet have evidence to show of their innocence. These are people that are saying that the evidence wasn't substantial enough. Like, what? A white woman was killed, somebody has to pay. It is what it is. A white woman was murdered by a black man. That's all they need to know. Haven't you learned of this already?
Go ahead today after the state Supreme Court and the state's governor both rejected pleas to stop the procedure, despite prosecutors saying he may be innocent. 55-year-old Macellus Williams is scheduled to be executed later today by lethal injection for the 1998 stabbing death of Lisha Gale Williams, and has maintained his innocence in the case. Or rather, Williams has maintained his innocence in the case. Attorneys for Williams still have an appeal out to the U.S. Supreme Court, though. So joining us now to discuss this is CBS News legal contributor Rebecca Roiphe. Rebecca, good morning. So this execution has actually been sort of pushed along kind of several times. Help us understand, though, what the arguments were from Macellus' attorney, what they brought forward, and why this time around the Supreme Court was not swayed.
There were two arguments, Anne-Marie, that the lawyers made this time. The first one was that Macellus did not receive a fair trial because the prosecutors wrongfully excluded a juror based on that juror's race. The second argument was that the prosecutors destroyed the only evidence that could possibly exculpate Macellus in this case. And so those two arguments failed in the Missouri Supreme Court. What's left now is just one last chance with the U.S. Supreme Court.
I found it interesting sort of reading some of what the justices had to say, and some of their phrasing, maybe you can explain to me, but it was essentially, I see nothing here that would prove his innocence, which I thought was an interesting way to phrase it, because I thought it would be, I see nothing here that would, I don't know, somehow I thought that the phrasing would be different, but I guess at this point, the conclusion of the court is that he is guilty and you need evidence to prove otherwise.
Right. I mean, once somebody has been convicted, the jurors have decided, 12 jurors have decided that he's guilty of this crime, then, that presumption that we normally have that people are innocent shifts. That said, the idea that we might execute somebody who is potentially innocent is itself troubling. And I think that's what you're picking up on, the idea that there might be one possibility. And especially in a case like this, where there is, significant evidence that prosecutors themselves contributed to the loss of the only evidence that could exculpate this defendant, it's troubling. And that those prosecutors themselves have joined with the defendant's lawyers in an attempt to stay the execution is remarkable, and something that should give the courts pause here, I think, but have not.
Really quickly, any other options for him?
Well, he has one last option with the U.S. Supreme Court. He's asked for a stay of his execution based on that argument, the constitutional argument that the juror was wrongfully excluded due to race. We have not yet heard from the Supreme Court. He is scheduled to be executed, as you said, later today. So, we're waiting that last minute, the response to that last minute petition.
All right, Rebecca, thank you very much.
Well, you heard it here. Tampering with evidence, a jury filled full of white people. Yeah, you're pretty much fucked. You're pretty much screwed. And you can fight till people have fought and fought and fought and have gotten lucky throughout the years. There's been a handful of people who have gotten away, had escaped execution, has escaped the death penalty. Should there be a death penalty in this country? As much as we do to each other? as quote unquote Americans? Jesus. Like I told you, white supremacy doesn't care who you are. You can be black, blue, purple, or the lightest of the light skin. When you are African American and you're dealing with it's crazy. It's unbelievable. I can't even describe it in words. When Dee introduced this to me, it was like pretty much, well, it's cut and dry. Another brother is, innocent until proven guilty. Much like C. Murder, much like Hurricane Carter, the boxer. Although it was what, 16 years before they got him out of prison finally. Once they make a decision, and if you don't have hard evidence, it's your ass. The system, if you want to change the system, you're going to have to make a decision between yourself and your colleagues, you yourself and your friends, your family. You have to fight for that. You have to fight in this crazy ass system, in this crazy white supremacist system. You're going to have to fight. It's that simple. And if you don't want to, if you can't, and if you don't fight for something, you'll stand for anything. I can't even put in my words. I'm just sad, that the brother, had to deal with what he had to deal with.
That they will leave your black ass alone. You are wrong.
Can speak a bit more freely about it now. Why is he back on First Take? Because it's not what FS1. See, I didn't want Shannon Sharp, and that was it. I wanted them both. I wanted Michael Irvin and Shannon Sharp. But I said this to people in positions of power. Let me speak as a black man. If this man can have his career tarnished over a video of him simply talking to someone in a hotel lobby that he did not touch, that he did not leave with, that we have no audio whatsoever of whatever he said to them. What does that say for the rest of us? Michael Irvin is a sensational television talent. I just know that when it comes to us, we need love, and we need to feel that love from other people. And I'm very unapologetic about that, about expressing. It's that Karen woman in Central Park sitting there talking, I'm gonna call a policeman and say your black man is bothering me. We're living in the year 2023, and the fact that we still have to find ourselves concerned about this kind of BS is really alarming.
If you could imagine your ideal way of working.
White person can marry you. That's not a contradiction of white supremacy. They can have sex with you. That's not a contradiction of white supremacy. They can go to your church and pray with you. That's not a contradiction of white supremacy. They can live next door to you. That is not a contradiction of white supremacy. They can laugh and joke with you. That is not a contradiction of white supremacy. They can join your black organization. That is not a contradiction of white supremacy. White supremacy is about controlling the resources and the opportunities. It has nothing to do with emotions. It has nothing to do with feelings. It has nothing to do with relationships. Let me give you an example. In college, as we all know, a lot of white girls throw themselves at black athletes. All of you who've been to college, you have watched white girls throw themselves at black athletes or black guys in general. They sleep with them, sex them up, swallow them up, the whole thing, right? That same white girl that was dating black young men in college at 18 and 20 and 25, that same white girl that was sleeping around with the brothers at 20, if you find her at 40, she might be the district attorney locking up the same black men she used to sleep with 20 years ago in college. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? You understand me? The same white kids that listen to the gangster rap, the same white kids that play on your football team with you, your starting quarterback and your starting tight end, the same white guys you make music with, 10 years later, they will have a law degree and they'll be locking your ass up. Okay?
That sounds familiar. One of the same kids that the black, you got a black kid and you got a white kid, right? Y'all playing double ball, whatever, and the white father calls the white boy home. And of course, why are you playing with that nigger? And you're a kid. He's a kid. And unfortunately, he's going to get radicalized. And the next thing you know, years later, that same person that you were playing with, he pretends to be your friend. But he has to do what's in the best of white interests. I remember watching many videos, many shows, many movies, and reading upon many books. And if you read about Martin Luther King's book, and when he was a little boy, he was playing with white people. He was playing baseball with white people. And when he came in the doorsteps of the white boy that he was playing with, they said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I don't want to play with such and such." And he said, "Such and such doesn't want to play with you." I was like, "That's funny. I was playing with him yesterday." It's like, "You need to go on home, boy. No one wants it." It happened to me. To come to think about it, that same crap happened to me. I like this girl, and I was not as conscious. I wasn't conscious then. I liked this girl. She was half Caucasian, whatever. And I went over to her house. And I was dressed up, and I just wanted to, because I remember dropping her off at her facility one day, and I remember just going home. And I went over to her house, knocked on her door, and her parents came to the door. Her mom came to the door and said, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to disturb you. I am a friend of your daughter's," and I was a teenager then. And I knew her name and everything. And she said, "She wants nothing to do with you. And quite frankly, I don't know what you're doing here. You're the wrong color." I'm like, whoa. Yeah, if they don't want you to, if they don't want you to be, I appreciate them because they're very discreet. They don't hide around it. They don't hide around it at all. They're very straightforward. And this is the reason why I said this a week ago. I said, white folks, go ahead and say the words. Say the words, because 10 times out of 10, there is little to nothing we can do, because this is the internet. And in the internet, unless you have someone's IP address, unless you live in the same town, the same city, you cannot reach them son of bitches. And they're gonna freely say whatever they want to say, because it's the internet. Now, if you were face to face with them, that's a different story. But you're not. So I don't know why people are so shocked when you hear a white person call a black person online a nigga this, a nigga that, and just free flowing. It's free flowing with the shit. I don't know why y'all shocked. And y'all just talking out the side of your necks. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna do nothing. You're not gonna do anything.
Or if they see their sister looking at you, they'll go tell your sister, you better stay away from him. See, the problem with black people is we make this assumption that what white people show us is necessarily who they are. Black people have this assumption that what white people show us is who they necessarily are. White culture is based on military science. That's how they've been so successful. White culture is totally based on military science. They never drop their guard around black folks, but they love to make black people think the guard had been dropped. Bill Cosby, perfect example. Look at all those white girls. He was taking care of them, giving them money, looking out for them. He thought that when they were behind closed doors, it was just about him and her. Not at all. She is always an agent of white supremacy, even when you're between her legs. The white woman is always an agent of white supremacy, even when you are between her legs. And the reason why some of you Negroes can't stand me is because I won't co-sign your love of white folks. You hate the fact that I keep on reminding you that they're not your friends, because if you know that they're not your friends, why the hell did you marry one of them? If you know they're not your friends, why the hell you move out the ghetto and move right next door into an all white town to be with them? See, if you know that there's a war against African people, then your white loving behavior cannot be justified and accepted, and that's why you would rather shut me up. That's why you would rather shut me up. Because I'm the only black scholar you know in this country who tells you that you're not allowed to date outside your race. Every other fake-ass hotep speaker on YouTube, every other so-called this and so-called that, they all make excuses for you to stick your little wee-wee in a white girl. They all make them excuses.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. And this is the reason why you got Lennon Honor and them. They're constantly talking all this rah-rah stuff. And then you got King Kong consciousness. Listen, that ain't even worth doing a video on. King Kong consciousness. It's not worth doing a video on, because you're saying that Umar's old nemesis, the one that he hired, the one that Umar hired. I'll say it again. Umar hired and was being very honest. I know that because he looked me directly. He called me. Umar called me. That was back then. Umar called me on the phone and told me what had recently happened. He called me. He don't call anybody else. This brother called me and said that Don was effing up. Literally effing up. But that was then. He's still traumatized. Oh, Umar won't do that. Umar won't pay me my money. He tried paying you he paid you in ducats the last time. You was just greedy for more. Didn't he put you up in hotels, my nigga? You are literally cracked out, bruh. You selling t-shirts to high school kids, nigga. You ain't even you're not worthy. You're not worthy of an interview. You're not worthy of it. You're not worthy of anything, my dude. You're not even irrelevant. But I know somebody who, if he does not stop, he's gonna get convicted. I'm talking about Lennon. He's gonna get convicted. I would literally sue his ass for saying I said this before. But somebody who's been on Umar's jock for over 19 years has got to be the most obsessed person I have ever seen online. Not only him, but like I said, King Kong consciousness. They're doing the same old shit. We have more important, better things to do. More better content to go by. But you go ahead and you do that very same old shit that you're used to doing. And we're just going to move right along. That's what we're going to do. Because obviously I'm getting sick and tired of covering bad shit. When it comes to good quality shit, when it comes to Umar, I would love to promote that 90% of the time. Because like I said, none of these motherfuckers build industries. They don't build industries. They don't build shops. They don't sell any product to any of our people and say why this product is good. See, I respect Jay Prince enough to say he has a hot dog stand, a hot dog cart, and he's doing something for himself. And not just for himself, but his kids. I can say that. All the extra goofy stuff, I leave alone. I can at least give him some kudos on that. I also gave him kudos on his marriage. But for the simple fact that you're not out here promoting businesses, if you're not out here even supporting businesses, you don't support Black businesses. You don't even support schools. You don't. You support HBCUs, and HBCUs are run by white folks. What are we doing? Deion Sanders could have been that one. But I digress. You know, niggas love their money.
Excuses. They all make them excuses. Or they'll say you can't sleep with a white one, but you could go get you a Mexican. You could go get you an Arab. You could go get you an East Indian. I've heard excuses made by my Moorish brothers. I've heard excuses made by my Nawapian brothers. I've heard excuses even made by some of my God and Earth brothers. I've heard excuses made by some Black nationalists. I'm the only scholar that tells you you ain't got no business sticking your wee-wee in anything other than your African queen. That's why you hate my guts. That's why you say I don't have real degrees, because you ain't never seen a Negro with my credentials talk to you the way that I talk to you. You would have to go back to Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. He was the last real doctor to give you that unapologetically African doctrine. I am the first since Dr. Khalid to give it to you like this.
Woo! Woo, 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 woo. And you know what the swag part about it is? When y'all look at, sometimes y'all look at me and it's like, you got a problem or something, nigga? I'm like, no problem at all, sir. It's like, you looking at my girl or something like that? I'm like, looking at who? You looking at my girl? I'm like, who? Her? Your snow bunny? You talking about that? It's like, yeah. What's up with this snow bunny? I'm like, bruh, you have a good one. That's the only thing you can say. It's like, I can't, the only thing I can do is exclude you. You're irrelevant at this point. You're a traitor to your race. You're literally a traitor to your own race. Because you love white folks too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. What about Terry Crews? He's been with his lady since junior high school. He's comfortable. He's funny. I never said I didn't like him. I said he's a traitor to his race. I never said I didn't like him. We're going to have to get over this stigma that some of you Negroes, not talking to all of you, feel offended when people like me, the pro-black, whatever I don't know, I hate calling it that, pro-black in me states that I'm very sensitive when it comes to white people. I'm not sensitive at all. It's just you as a black man should know better. And white people will always say, are you being convicted? What did you say? Are you being oppressed? Did I oppress you? In so many ways, I want to say yes. In so many ways. But you can't focus on that. You can only focus on yourself, your family, a few of your friends, and the people who rock with you. The people who understand you the most, the people that understand what Black power really is, right? And understand how, if you want a Black family, how the hell are you going to have a Black family with a white wife? You see the contradiction in that? Do you see the contradiction in that? How are you going to have a Black family? And many of these Negroes always preach family. Family, family, family. And black women catch up on this. Okay, well, what about, is he with a Black woman? If you talk about the Black family, what is there a Black woman there? Is there a Black woman by his side? And most Negroes hesitate to answer that question. Not including the married ones, because most of the married ones are married to Black women, thank God. But then there's the fake ones like Chaotic Truth, who is married to a Nigerian woman, allegedly, but loves white folks so much that he wants to be the spokesperson. Chaotic Truth wants to be the spokesperson for white folks. Look at you. You so fake. He is so damn fake. I was like, I don't know why people take him serious. I don't take him serious at all. I don't take him serious. I often say, bro, I understand you're playing a role. Get your money, man. Here, I'll even give you some money, bro. I'll give you some money. How much money you want? You got 20? You want 20? I'll give you 20, man. You doing a great job of faking the funk. Fake it till you make it. I understand, because your little peon piece of shit wouldn't even last that long in my world. But online, great. You're great. You're fabulous. You put on a show. You put on an absolute show. But in my world, in the real world, you would not survive. And you own me, by the way. Chaotic Truth to this day owes me. He owes me. And he's going to pay what he owes.
And the only Pan-Africanist to give it to you like this since Garvey. That's why you got a problem with me. Rule number one, all white people are racist. I didn't say you got to mistreat them. I didn't say you got to hate them. You got to understand them. That's all, brothers and sisters. When you see a pit bull dog, do you hate the pit bull? No. But you know that pit bull got some tendencies that you don't necessarily want to evoke. So you keep your distance from the pit bull. You don't hate the pit bull. I love snakes. I love snakes. But guess what? I know snakes got certain types of natural tendencies that I don't necessarily want to find myself on the wrong side of. So I keep my distance from the snakes. So I'm not telling you to hate white folks. I don't teach hate. I'm telling you to understand your enemy and know when your behavior needs to be adjusted so that you don't fall victim to the enemy. That's what I teach. I don't teach hatred. Hatred is energy. I want you to use every ounce of energy at your disposal to help us rebuild the infrastructure of the Pan-African movement. I want you to use every ounce of your energy to help us rebuild the structure of Black America, the Black Caribbean, Black South America, Black Australia, Black England, Black Canada, Black Africa. I don't want you wasting time hating white folks. That's valuable energy. That's valuable energy. Why the hell will I tell you to hate your enemy? If hating your enemy was going to solve your problems, we'd be free already. I will never teach hate. I ain't got to hate my enemy, but I got to understand my enemy, and I got to defeat my enemy. I do not have to hate him.
You know, you come a long way with your friends. And most of us have a majority of Black friends, right? Most of us have the minority of white friends. When it's time for them talks, some white folks will be like, I understand where you're coming from. Some say, listen, my name's Bennett and I ain't in it. But then there are those who are super sensitive. It's like, why is it got to be about race? I'm not a racist. Yeah, but you benefit from those who are. Because that's your culture, that's your race, that's your nationality. Everything that your race has done, everything that your race has put in such siege, the history of it, you are mainly benefiting from the equities, and you're benefiting from all the emotional drama that came with the African American, who came with the African. You're benefiting from that. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're young, you was born in 1990. I don't care. I don't care if you're a millennial. I don't care if you're a Gen Xer. You benefit. I don't care if you're a Gen Alpha. You benefit. I don't care if you're Gen Omega, whatever's coming down the street, you benefit if you are white. Yeah, be a free thinker. Think you want. Hey, say the word. Say the word. No one's going to do anything to you. They might kick you off, but they might kick you off of a panel. That's the only thing they can do. That's the only thing they can do. But I find some people who go on the same exact channels. It's the same exact ones of the one that called you a nigga online. Why do I see you over there? Why? Attention. Attention. Why in the holy blue heck do you end up going on a panel of white folks who clearly don't care for you or your whining or your complaining or your emotional damage bag? Just they don't care. But I see your ass over there. And I go, okay. Okay, so obviously you want some attention. Okay, cool. You want some damn attention. You stupid. That would be my response. You are stupid. Now I can see if they're on your platform and they spew the N-word out of their mouths and you end up kicking them off. That's one thing. But you going up on there and challenging them on their platform, that's just stupidity. That's like committing suicide. The hell? Some of us need to tighten up.
If you've ever taken martial arts, if any of you have ever taken martial arts, one of the first things they teach you in martial arts, and I took Taekwondo right here in the streets of North Philadelphia as an elementary school student. In Taekwondo, the first thing the instructor teaches you, your emotions are never to be wasted on your opponent.
It's kind of hard. Now, I will say about this, and I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's kind of hard to believe that you, brother Ifi, I can see Salat in your future. I can see Salat in your future. I can see Kempo in your future. I can even see some type of form of karate. I can see some type of form of kickboxing or wrestling, even though it's not a martial art, but it's a part of MMA now. So you can consider wrestling a martial art if you're using it in the form of MMA. Taekwondo, is a form of kicking, right? You kick 85% of the time. You kick 85, 90% of the time, bro. I know that because I was in Taekwondo. But I'm not gonna put it on it, and I can hear him say, cut it out. I'm like, all right.
Your emotions are to be channeled into constructive activity. Your emotions are never supposed to be wasted on your opponent. Your emotions are supposed to be channeled into constructive activity. All white people are racist. The young ones, the old ones, the rich ones, the liberal ones, the Democrats, the Republicans, the Greeks, the Romans, the Anglo-Saxons, the Dutch, the Swedes, the Jews, the Irish, the Italians, the poor ones, the rich ones, the celebrities, the not celebrity, the homeless white. They're all racist because they all have an obligation to protect white privilege and power. There can't be white privilege and power without racism. If you eliminate racism, then where are they going to get the white privilege from? White privilege is based on an unfair advantage. It is based and perpetrated on an unfair advantage. How the hell are you going to keep white privilege without racism? They go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And that's why you got white folks who will run around and tell you they not racist. You got white folks who will run around and tell you they're not racist, to which you should turn around and ask them, what have you done to get rid of the white privilege that you benefit from since you're not a racist? The next time a white person tells you that they are not racist, your next question should be, the next time a white person tells you that they are not a racist, your next question should be, what have you done to do away with the white privilege that you live off? How did you get rid of your white privilege? How? How did you? When did you get rid of your white privilege? So that you and I can be equal. If you and I are equal, that means there's no white privilege. When did you get rid of that white privilege?
Introducing AroundWire, the perfect place to buy, sell, and network. As a member of our
Number 2, rule number 1, all white people are racist. Rule number 2, white people don't share power with black folks. Nope. White people do not share power with black people. White people do not share power with black people. White people, if you tell me that you're about to do some investing with a white man, I can tell you that at some point in that relationship, unless you are extremely careful, and you can never be too careful because they control the entire legal apparatus, at some point you're going to get manipulated out of your holdings because white people don't share power with black folks. You are out of your African mind if you think you're going to enter into a lifelong partnership with a white person. You are out of your mind. Michael Jackson, rest in peace, the greatest entertainer in history, highest selling recording artist ever, had a relationship with Sony Records. Sony got him killed. The artist known as Prince had a relationship with Warner Brothers, made him billions of dollars, and Warner Brothers turned around and got him killed. Russell Simmons had a relationship with Def Jam, but Russell Simmons no longer occupies that position he once had in Def Jam. White people don't share power. So when you hear a black politician tell you that we are going to share the wealth of America, we're going to share the wealth of this city, we're going to share the political power, the economic power, they're lying to you. White people don't share with no damn body, and especially not black folks. White people don't share with no damn body, and especially not black folks. If you disagree with me, I would challenge you. Can you please show me an example anywhere in history where white folks shared equal power with black folks in any situation whatsoever? Business, politics, relationships. Show me where white folks share with blacks. They do not. In fact, what has been the biggest propaganda point during this current wave of gentrification in the black community? White folks are coming in, buying up the black community, and they tell you what? We're coming to share in the neighborhood revitalization efforts with you. Ain't that what they say, New York? Ain't that what they say right here in Philadelphia? Isn't that what they told DC? Isn't that what they tell Black Los Angeles? They say, we are not here to move you out. We are here to share. White folks don't share shit. They don't share power. Get out of my face with that bullshit. Rule number 3. Rule number 1, all white people are racist. Rule number 2, they don't share power with black folks. Rule number 3, white supremacy is ruthless. R-U-T-H-L-E-S-S. R-U-T-H-L-E-S-S. White supremacy is ruthless. Machiavelli said it best: the ends will always justify the means. If we got to pump your boys full of autism, if we got to pump AIDS into your homosexuals, if we got to homosexualize and lesbianize your boys, whatever we got to do if we got to go to Africa and poison the food and poison the soil, if we got to give you poor health care, if we have to do use your prisoners as research monkeys, whatever we got to do, mass genocide, abortion, hysterectomy, whatever we got to do, it don't matter what we do. There is no sin so great that white supremacy will not use it. There is no sin so great that white supremacy will not use it. There is no sin. There is nothing that you can mess the soil up. When I was in Japan a couple years ago, they told me that the area where America dropped the nuclear bomb, food still don't grow. Nothing can live there even now.
Yes, because it still has radiation over there. That's why nobody goes over there. I don't know when Hiroshima, when they bombed, they used Hiroshima when the Americans used Hiroshima as a bomb to bomb the Japanese. There's radiation still over there. That would be why.
America, the only nation to drop a nuclear weapon on another people, they don't have no political morals. They don't have no economic boundaries or borderlines. They don't have no rule book for what you can and can't do to another people. You don't know who the hell you dealing with. You think if you kiss their ass long enough, you think that if you regurgitate their scholarship long enough, you think that if you get enough of their college degrees, you think if you marry one of their daughters, you think if you pray to their white Jesus, you think that if you worship their scholars in history and if you pledge loyalty to the Constitution, that they will leave your black ass alone. You are wrong. They don't give a damn about you. Stop investing so much of your time into kissing white folks' rear end because it will never pay off. You invest in them, they have never invested in you.
Truth hurts, and the truth will set you free. Truth hurts, and the truth will set you free. I said I wasn't going to be long. I wasn't going to be long at all. But I truly want to give my condolences to the Williams family. I guess if for those who were just coming in, please hit the like button. For those who just now coming in, Macellus Williams, he just got executed today for the alleged murder of some white chick. You look up my previous lives and you can check it out for yourself. He was executed, I think, 6 o'clock. His execution was 6 o'clock today, Eastern Standard Time. He was executed 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and tried to appeal it, but obviously the Supreme Court justice, like I said, ain't trying to hear all that noise because, quote unquote, that the new evidence wasn't substantial enough, wasn't clearly shown enough evidence. So neither as it may, he was executed and he died 9 minutes later. So rest in peace, rest in power to the brother. And he said there's going to be more executions to come. Oh, Jesus Christ. I guess I can entertain this for a few minutes. He said what? Don Connor, who you are you from AFW or something? He said, oh, that's sitting in the YouTube man's rental car versus a nigga who's in his mom's basement. Okay. All right. Boy, y'all have a way with words. How do you know? How do you know it was a rental car? How do you know it's a rental car? It looked like the same. Looked like the same damn car. So you would tell me you would ridden the same car everywhere did he go? That looks like the same car that he was in. That don't make no sense. So he went to rent a car place. Ouch. He went to the rent a car place and excuse me, I don't like the same car. That makes no sense. You're up this late at night when you should be in bed and dealing with your own shit. But you got the nerve to talk about another nigga. But I bet you still in love with your mama. Get the fuck out of here. Max, YouTube is white. YouTube is internet. Abbreviation for white. YouTube is internet abbreviation for white. It's owned by Google, which is owned by Google. It's owned by Google, but it's invested by some white lenders. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is at this point. Your Supreme Courts, your Sheriff's Department, not necessarily the Sheriff's Department, your police department, all of it is socially constructed to keep you here. It is to keep you here. At some point, you Negroes are going to have to rise above this somehow, some way. And all this bickering back and forth, even accusing another nigga of doing, it's something special for the kids. Purchasing a school, and he's still scamming. That makes no sense. He purchased a school, but he's still scamming. Okay. All right. Call it for what you want. Sound out the letter. You trying to make jokes. Sound out the letter. You two together. That's what that is. Being a smart ass. Okay. All right. I got you. Sound out the letter. Sound out these nuts. Now what? Now the hell what? Well, at any rate, yes, straight A, yes. Rest in power to our brother Macellus Williams. Rest with the ancestors, king, yes. King and queens, yes. And you know what? You know what's so swag about Black Panther? Sorry for the Marvel reference, but it would be so cool if we can just astroplane right to our ancestors. It would be so cool, right? The moment that you see death, and knock on wood, I haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to see it quite just yet. I don't want to see death quite just yet. So don't. I'm just saying it would be cool to just astral project right to the ancestors. It would be so cool. And everything could just look so like in Black Panther when he drinks of the Black Panther power and he has to they have to bury you first to go speak with the ancestors. They just shoot you right over there. And once you spoke with the ancestors and everything, and you've been given a blessing, you come back right to reality. I wish you can come back right to reality in another body, in another form. But I mean, normally you do. If you don't believe in anything else, how do I put it? Even Dr. Kaba not Dr. Kaba. Yeah, Dr. Kaba, I'm right. Even Dr. Kaba would tell you, right? He would tell you that once your soul leaves that body, it could possibly astral project into another body. He would probably say some stuff like that. I don't know. But rest in peace to the brother. And shouts out to his family. Or my condolences to the family of Mr. Williams. Calvin Booker, another one. Umar does the same shit. He shames the black pastors. Oh, you mean you're talking about the TD Jakes who's taking money from P. Diddy? You talking about that? You're up in arms. This Negro is up in arms for TD Jakes for taking money or otherwise. I mean, we never know. From P. Diddy. What is TD Jakes doing in a whiteout party? What is he doing at freak offs, my nigga? Come on, man. Come on, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. What are we doing? What are we doing? No way you Umar followers are this blind. Because he's making fun of pastors, you got to give me more than that. You got to give me some more than that. Your arguments are it's skewed. You got to give me some more than that. Umar uses false hope for taking his people's money. Just like when Lennon Anna was begging for money. the same person when Lennon Anna was begging for money to move out of the black neighborhoods because he couldn't stand black people. I could pull up clips, but I'm too tired. You talking about these? I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest. And by the way, I don't want to put his kids on blast, but he ended up doing that. He put his kids on blast. I would never put my kids on the screen to show who they are. I would never do that. If I did it for a greater reason, but I would never do it just because you people are just too reckless. You people are too reckless when it comes to this area too. False hope. That means you don't believe in it. If it's false hope, that means you don't believe in anything. You don't believe that people who already established their shit, you don't purchase from them. You don't purchase from them. You sound contradicting your damn self. Speaking of ancestors, I truly believe there is a realm that exists. Yes, there's multi-universes that your that energy, those molecules, that energy transports to another existence. We never know. We will never know. Right? And I do believe in that. I do believe there are multiple universes out there. Like when you die, the next person that is you is easily picked up. And you feel some type of, because you feel some type of energy, right? You feel some type of way. You feel that energy. I believe and truly believe that the realms exist when our time comes, and will ascend that dimensions where we will reside in peace forever, which are with our ancestors. Excuse me. I love it. I love when you just, because you don't feel no pain, you don't feel no suffering. Now, I'm not saying literally go and kill yourself and try to find out, because you might not, because killing yourself, when it comes to the biblical text, you just cheated life by killing yourself. So, and you're not going to a rightful. I mean, hell, you're not going anywhere righteous. Let's just put it that way. So don't literally kill yourself to find out if you're going to astral protect to see your peoples. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a real scary, it's a real frightening thing. It's a real frightening thing to go through. I understand I don't understand, because I've never been to prison. Hell, I've been to jail, but I've never been to prison. We-On-Loc been to jail? Yes, I've been to jail. Assault battery. Yeah. Assault battery. Yeah. That was when I was a teen. I've never been to prison, though. Prison and jail are two different things, you know. Mister, hear me out. Salute. Yeah, but no, I cannot see myself. I'm lying to you. I apologize once again. I cannot see myself in prison and on death row for the last few years of my life. When they come down with the sentence, I can never imagine myself. I would be mind effed. Most people can't take that. Most people can't take that. They would rather commit suicide. But I know that he was fighting for his life. He was fighting for his innocence. And, well, we all know how that went. It didn't go too well. It didn't go well at all. Like I said before, the Supreme Courts do not care. They do not care who you are. As a black person, they do not care at all. At all. Don't worry. Thoughts like that don't cross my mind. I have way too much to live for. You damn right. And I'm not letting it get through anyway. Right. It's a state of mind. It's a state of being. Just keep doing you, and in hopes People don't understand you got to live day by day. See, certain white people walk around, you know, freedom is like, hey, how you doing? You don't have to worry about much. Black folks, we gotta wake up and live through the day for what we go through every day. Literally go through every day. I almost got into an accident today. Jesus Christ. People don't even know how to drive. There are too many people in this city for you to get into another car accident. I've been through too many car accidents. Standing still. Real quick. When I'm in park, literally, if I'm sitting at a light, I might as well be in park. But I get hit. Literally get hit just standing there at a red light. And I get smashed. Like, what the hell? Or someone's waving a gun at my face or something. I don't know, or a knife. But that was then. That was then. I mean, it's something. It's always something. So, black people got to go through everyday life and just hopes for a Sunday, because Sunday's church, right? And I went to church Sunday, and I'm just sitting there, and the pastor is pointing right at me. Like, what did I do now? But, he's saying that, I have this much grace. And whenever you're ready, come on through. Come on through, because we got Holy Ghost power. I have no doubts about that. I have no doubts about that at all. I was hit by 4 different drivers. Excuse me. I was hit by 4 different drivers. I was 18. I'm talking about recently. I'm talking about recently. I ain't talking about when you was 18. Everybody got some drama to them when they were 18. I remember I was driving my mom's car. It was a Cutlass. It was an 86 Cutlass Supreme, and I got hit. I was 18 then. Actually, no, I'm lying. I was 16. I was 16, turning 17. I remember it was that summer. It was that summer coming down not Frandor. It was, I forgot what it was. But anyway. I don't even have my own car anymore. I gave it to my son. Good. Good. Here, you're going to need a car. Here in Las Vegas, you're going to need a car. But yeah. Oh no. But y'all, where my Umar haters at? Where are my Umar haters at? They still in the room? Come on, let's chop it up some more. Let's chop up some more bullshit. Because you're gonna come up with the same. You're gonna come up with the same shit. Oh, just give me some more. Give me some more where Umar was in Japan and he was in the hot tub. Let's talk about the hot tub. You kind of sus when you record when a grown ass man is interested in what Umar is doing personally. I remember nigga was like, let me see if Umar got titties. You are stupid and gay. Yeah, y'all was a trip. Y'all was a trip. But if Donald Trump gave you a check today, you would kiss his hairy ass. It's almost, if he gave you a stimulus check of, let's just say $1,500, you would literally be kissing Donald Trump's hairy ass. I can't get checks. Only my wife. I can't get checks because my wife does our taxes. So she gets them. I don't. But you would literally be kissing his ass. So stop it. Come on now. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm supposed to be playing Fortnite right now. And I just wanted to come on here. Oh, come on here because I got some stuff to do. I literally wanted to come on here and say once again for the final time, our brother has been executed. And it's kind of funny because what would you call them? Defendant. You call them defendants and you call them prosecutors. The prosecutors often now he's saying that the prosecutors say we shouldn't be expecting the death penalty in these countries because we decided about death, but you just decided for him when you canceled his not appeal, but you canceled his right to have his plea deal just to be in prison for life, and he won't have to worry about death. You are part of that. Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Thank you, Mr. Bailey, for killing your own brother. Thank you, Mr. Bailey. This is not only on you, but it's on them other suckers, including Clarence Thomas. So thank you for killing your own brother. Honestly, Umar should have kept the school private. He should have kept doing what he's doing and just kept the school in a secret until the school was fully done. He's going to get criticized now for messing up. He's always been doing that. But he's for his people. He was literally for his people. He keeps certain things a secret. He ain't gonna tell everything now. He's not gonna tell everything. But he is for his people, and he wants to let his people know that, shit is coming. No, you don't. No, you're not. You don't know. It's a person who was convicted allegedly for murder, for killing some white lady, stabbed her 37 times. But it's quite. The evidence wasn't conclusive. So, but due to the fact that he's an African American, and the simple fact that he has new evidence to sustain his claim of innocence, his lawyer wanted the courts to have him have, I said all that shit wrong. His lawyer wanted him to have a plea deal, which he agreed to just do life in prison, and therefore he has enough time to appeal the evidence. But prosecutors said no, this is onward going, and the 12 jurors agreed to his death, basically. The 12 jurors agreed to his death. So may he rest in peace. And this is not the only one this has happened to. This has happened to C. Murder. Although he's doing life in prison. This has happened to see murder. He's doing life in prison. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Share it if you like. Share it if you must. And if you can, if your heart is content, you see that little thing down below that keeps scrolling. Hit a brother up with like $1 so I can get me some coffee. My coffee fund. This social dance, I smashed it. Oh, thank you. No, but Trey, no, it's for what? Put it on private for what? Everywhere that this man goes, he gets recorded, and he kind of does this to himself. I mean, recording himself on IG all the time and on Facebook. Right? Yeah, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel. People just have YouTube channels of him, and every time he goes live, they put it on their streams, and so they get views of him going live on IG. So he is definitely for his people, and he's not fake. He's not fake at all. I've met the man twice, spoke with the man 3 times, met him a whole bunch of fucking times. Met his people who know him better than I do. I have a friend of mine who knows him more than me and has told me literally stories about him that I cannot share, that I will not share, because I know most of you Negroes are so fucking jealous. Doggone it. Thank you, Mr. Hear Me Out, for the, you know what, freak it. I can't just, you know what, I'm going to get dinged for this, but oh well. Thank you, Mr. Hear Me Out, for the Cash App, for the coffee fund. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the Cash App, my man. Thank you. Don't get dinged. I'm already getting dinged, so it doesn't matter. I appealed it plenty of times. I'm just waiting for a verdict. They take too long. For a damn verdict. Oh, but thank you for that. And like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you have not done so, please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. What am I doing? Possibly tomorrow I'll do some random shit. I'll possibly have some people up on the panel. Oh, I was playing all kinds of copyright. The music that I'm playing right now was given to me by another content creator. So it's not copyright. It was given to me. So it's not copyright at all. So that's what I'm appealing for. But yeah, definitely like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow I'm going to plan on having some people up on a panel. I'm going to have some people up on the panel. We're just going to have some random talks. And if my Umar haters would like to approach the channel, they can. We can have a conversation. We can have that conversation. I just ask just a few things. Number one, let's just be respectful of each other. And number two, be honest. Just be honest. I have to hear the same things over and over again. Whenever I hear he's in his mobile recording all the time, he's in a rental car recording all the time. Where did you get that from? Lennon Honor himself? For a person that's riding Dr. Umar like a rodeo show, a person that is riding Dr. Umar like a rodeo show for 19 years, get a clue, people. They're going to say the exact same thing. All right. Take it easy, my man. For those who like to ride Dr. Umar like a rodeo show, clearly has big interest in his family. Y'all don't see that as disgusting? Y'all don't see that as odd? I know people who literally do a few haters of Umar who at least do a couple of videos, and after a year or so be like, I'm done with this. What am I doing? I hate the nigga, but this is doing nothing for me. So I'm gonna leave it alone. And they literally do. They leave it alone. But he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And I could play this for days. Nigga, I could play this shit for days. Literally. But I'm not here for that. I'm here because I wanted to follow up on a man who has had his life taken away from him because some evidence was being tampered with. The evidence which is shown that Mr. Williams has somehow can prove his innocence and has been fighting for, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Damn near 30 years. Damn near 30 years. How long has C Murder been in prison? He's been in prison since, let's look it up. Look real quick. How long has C Murder been in prison? C Murder has been in prison since 2002. That's 14 years. He's in prison for life in the Louisiana State Penitentiary. And the Louisiana State Penitentiary, he's been there for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. Why is C Murder in jail and when is he going to be released? Never. Unless I didn't hear. Unless I didn't hear him. The soldiers, blah, 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 blah. He is 49 years old. Damn. He is 49 years old and currently incarcerated at the Ellison Hunt Correctional Facility. When is C. Murder going to be released? As Miller has been sentenced to life. I'll say it again. When is C. Murder's release date? As Miller has been sentenced to life in prison, he will be unable to leave unless he can demonstrate that he is not liable for the crime against him. And he's done that plenty of times, and they keep tampering with evidence. I'm telling you, that's what they do because they hate black people. I've told you that. Until then, his release date is currently unknown. However, controversy surrounding witnesses in his prosecution erupted in 2018 when two major witnesses recanted their statement, meaning they bitched out. Both claimed they were consortiated into testifying against Miller by authorities. The first witness, Kenneth Jordan, came forward and said in his statement, "I know that the individual who I saw shoot the gun was not Corey Miller." The second witness, Darnell Jordan, said, I am certain that Corey Miller did not shoot Steve Thomas at that time. Both recanted their statements, and this is the reason why, unless they are being tracked down and being forced to their wills, he's gonna end up in jail for life. I mean, he still sees his daughters. I believe he has 3. His daughters are all grown up now. That's fucked up. I'm just gonna say it right now. It's fucked up that you can't spend time with your family because you were wrongfully being accused. And I know Master P can do something. I'm not saying I mean, it just kills me because he's one of my favorite rappers. Other than Mystical Master P, Silk the Shock, I'm not really a fan of Silk the Shock, not too much. Mia X, they even got Mac up in there, man. Everybody know Mr. Serv-On. Everybody knows about Mr. Serv-On. Everybody knows about Cain and Abel. Everybody knows about the what you call them, Big Ed. All them dudes, man. He had a roster full of people. Oh, and I almost forgot Fiend. Fiend is one of my favorites. Fiend is one of my favorite runs. When Beats by the Pound was in charge, you know what was coming. Some good shit was coming. After Beats by the Pound left, and I was like, it wasn't the same. It was not the same. You know the beast by the pound when you knock that in your trunk, nigga. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. You can literally smoke to that shit. Now you're literally. I can't stand this music today. Duh. It's me. I can't dance to that. I can't groove that. I can't smoke to that shit. The most I can smoke to is Future. That's it. Future and Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, but let me get out of here. Oh my God. Please, if you have not, listen to what's my boy's name? Fuck. What is his name? Damn it. Kick push. Kick push coast. That my mind is freezing. Who sang the song kick push? Oh, Lupe. Why am I not remembering the name? Mean Green. I remember Mean Green. Like, but wasn't he like, and him and Young Bleed, they weren't from the same industry, weren't they? I don't know. They weren't even from the same industry. I love this. When I listen to Young Bleed and Jesus Christ, and then there was the girls, of course, came Mrs. Mercedes. I had not Mrs. Is it Mrs. Mercedes? I think it was Miss Mercedes. I had Mrs. Mercedes album. I don't know why I bought that bitch, but I bought it. Shame on me. And Moby Dick, everybody remembers Moby Dick. Jesus Christ. Moby Dick couldn't sing for shit, but because he was on the roster and he was getting paid, nigga, it's Sons of Funk. Everybody remembers Sons of Funk. Pretty good people. Pretty good. Not, but the main ones: Masterpiece, Silk the Shocker, C Murder, Mystical, Mia X, Fiend, Mac, all them niggas, man. Mr. Servon, all them niggas. From the 504 boys to the from the 504 boys all the way up to the True, all the way to True. C Murder was the captain for True. C Murder was the captain for True. Look where he is right now. He was still, if he was out 10 maybe 15 years, 10 years ago, he would have still been recording. He would have still been recording. Possibly would have been in a couple of more movies or so, because you know they came out with the Hot Boy shit. Let's not include Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg was bought out of Death Row's grip, but now he owns Death Row. But now he owns Death Row. Good for Calvin. Good for Calvin Brothers. Good for old Calvin Brothers. All right. Let me get the hell up on out of here. Wasted enough of y'all time. But rest in peace to the brother, Macellus Williams. Condolences to the family, and I bid y'all farewell. Deuces.